What's going on, guys? Jacoborth back here with another video of Jacob's Life in Vegas, coming to you guys with some news that happened just like today here in Las Vegas. I was not planning to do a video today, but this happened, so I'm like, all right, let me rush over here real quick and do it. I am across the street from the Rio Hotel and Casino here because the Rio has been sold, in case any of you have not heard. I first saw this on Twitter earlier today. It was on Las Vegas Locally was the account where I saw it. I'll put the link for the original tweet down below if you guys want to go check that tweet out and follow the account for some news in Vegas. But yeah, the Rio has gotten sold. There's been rumors about Rio and all kinds of other properties in the area, you know, being sold or being for sale. Never a shortage of rumors in Las Vegas, that's for sure. And I actually have a copy of the letter that was sent out to all of the staff at the Rio Hotel. So let me put the shades on here because it is just bright enough. I'm gonna put them on. It's been a lot of overcast today, but I'm gonna put them on because the sun's been poking its head out here and there. So guys, please be sure to subscribe to the channel down below if you haven't done so yet. There's gonna be a whole bunch of other great videos coming about Vegas in the near future. So here is a copy of the letter that came from Caesars. It's September 23rd. It says, to all Las Vegas team members, directors, and above company-wide, from Tony Rodeo, the CEO. Now the subject of this is the sale of Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino to a company controlled by a principal of Imperial Companies. So the letter opens, team members. Today we are announcing the sale of the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino to a company controlled by a principal of Imperial Companies, the buyer, a New York-based real estate investment, development, and management company. The transaction is expected to close by Q1 of 2020, so early next year. They expect the deal to be finalized because it is subject to regulatory approvals and things like that. Let's see, under the terms of the conditions, this is going to be, for those of you that are concerned about, like, you know, the World Series of Poker and like the employees and what's going to happen here, this letter gets into it. Under the terms of the agreement, Caesars will continue to manage and operate Rio for a minimum of 2 years through a lease agreement. After 2 years, the buyer will have the option to extend our lease agreement for up to an additional year. At the end of the lease term, at the buyer's option, Caesars may be asked to manage Rio, or it may provide transition services to the buyer. So Caesars is going to be managing the property here still for at least 2 more years, with the option to extend 1 more if they would like. Now, the World Series of Poker, some of you are probably concerned about where this is going to be in the future. The World Series of Poker will be hosted at the Rio in 2020, and Caesars will retain the rights to this event. The site of future World Series of Poker events will be announced at a later date. This transaction also does not impose any marketing restrictions on Caesar for co-owned guest data. For team members, so now we're talking the employees here. The lease means the property will operate as usual and they will remain Caesars employees. If jobs are eventually eliminated, we are committed to retaining top talent by connecting Rio team members with new opportunities within the company. We are grateful for the opportunity to continue working with this incredible team, which is currently beating plan in many areas of the operation. General Manager Steve Ellis has done an impressive job of leading this property throughout this process. Many of you are probably aware that discussions and negotiations regarding the sale of the Rio have been underway for a long time. I want to empathize that this action is not related to the recent merger with Eldorado. We see this sale as enabling us to focus on our resources on strengthening our attractive strip portfolio. It says, please remember, Caesars has an open door policy, and you can always talk to, your department manager if you have questions for the employees of the company here. So this is some news that some people have been suspecting for a while to come here. There was talk of, the Rio being demolished and putting a baseball stadium here, because there's been talk of, a Major League Baseball team trying to come here to the Vegas area, whether that's in Vegas or even, out in Henderson, because there's been talk of that lately as well too. So lots of stuff going on here in Las Vegas. This, to some people, may not be a huge surprise, because even with the sale of Caesars to Eldorado, which that still has to go through regulations and approval as well, that was part of the talk, was that, Eldorado's plan to sell off a couple of properties, and this was one that was potentially looking to be sold. A lot of people had mentioned that because it's off the strip. So now it's sold before Eldorado even has to worry about it, but there may be another property or two that Caesars has that winds up getting sold as well. So we'll see what happens. It's kind of interesting how this, in light of, or since the Eldorado sale has taken place, now we have another property that Caesars unloaded here. So It's going to bring more competition to the area. We'll see what happens in the next few years, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about this down below. With Caesars selling the Rio, you guys think good move, bad move? We'll see what happens with all the shows here, because this has been the home of Chippendales, of Penn and Teller, and the World Series of Poker and stuff like that. So World Series of Poker is going to stay with Caesars, that's for sure. But who knows what the future is going to hold here for the Rio. So tell me what you think about this down below, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. That's going to be it for this video. I am Jacob. This is My Life in Vegas.